Walking for exercise has been such an important part of my life for actually the last 35 years. It was just something I didn't even think about. I would always make time in my day to go for my exercise walk. I was walking 4 miles about 5 times a week. Then on one of my routine walks, all of a sudden I had a really strange feeling in my left knee. I'm sure a lot of you know what I'm talking about, right? I didn't think too much about it and just continued on my way home. By the time I arrived home, my knee felt really sore and weary. You know, I tried my best to ignore it until the next day, and sure enough, the ache was definitely there. It just so happens that my son is a physical therapist. So the next time I saw him, I told him about it. And he did an assessment. He said, "Mom, it looks like you have osteoarthritis." I mean, he's my son, and I looked at him and I said, "No, that can't be right." Okay, he suggested I go to an orthopedic doctor to check it out. Now, he lives in Plymouth, up in the cities, and has been a therapist for 15 years. So, of course, he highly encouraged me to go to Minneapolis to find a good doctor. After doing some research online, I found Dr. Erik Severson's name, and I'm sure all of you have heard about him. So I made my initial appointment to discuss my options. I have to say that from the first appointment with both Dr. Severson and his assistant Tom, I was incredibly impressed. I managed to put off having the surgery until finally the pain was just more than I could handle when I was going for my walks. I had my surgery last December 13th, and I was able to go home on Wednesday afternoon. Now, fast forward with me, everybody, to January. As I was laying in bed struggling to do my leg lifts, I got an email regarding a dear friend of ours who has cancer, and his family and friends wanted people to walk in the 5K colon cancer walk in the cities. By the way, that's 3.2 miles. I looked at the email and I thought, oh, if only I could be there with my good friends, knowing it was May 18th. My husband told me I really wasn't being realistic in trying to reach such an ambitious goal. Well, that's like telling me you can't do it. Yeah, want to bet? I can do it. As soon as I was able to, after faithfully doing my exercises, I started walking on my treadmill and riding my exercise bike. I have to say that May 18th came, and there I was, walking with our wonderful friends on the 5K walk and being so happy that I had reached my goal. Well, after we got back home and I went for my walks back in Aiken, I realized I was ready to try for my 4-mile walk again. So on Memorial Day, about 5 months after my surgery date, I did it. I walked 4 miles and I was absolutely thrilled. And I have to say too that both Dr. Severson and Tom were so incredibly easy to work with. They made me feel so comfortable that there was no doubt in my mind I had made the right decision, and he was the right surgeon to help me reach my goal. My dear son was equally as impressed as I was with Dr. Severson and readily admitted, you know what, I didn't have to go to the big city to find a good doctor.